Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at anybody know what time it is?
6:04.
6:04. That sounds good. For some reason, I got a partials. I don't have my time down the bottom of the screen. But anyways, okay, call the meeting to order at 6:04. Tonight's meeting, we have a special guest. We have the town manager. Justin, welcome. Good to see you here with us.
Thank you, David. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Doing
Good. How are
great.
you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you. Doing great.
Good.
Okay. So, Justin, you can see our members, Jeff Merriman, Sherry Anderson, and me tonight. So, glad you could come in and meet us and hear of our concerns. First, I'd like to throw it out to the members. I've been priming you folks for the last 3 weeks to think of questions to ask the town manager. And I'm sure you've all got a list of them, right? Yeah, okay. Well, we only have them for about 15 minutes, so I'll just give a generalization, and then maybe it'll start you thinking or get you talking. Our biggest concern in the past has been the conservation. The historical commission has been bypassed with many town projects. We're not looking specifically for a vote on any boards or committees or whatever, but we just like to know when something's coming up. In particular, the rebuilding of the Academy building and the Memorial building. We were not consulted at all, and it was only that we heard about it in passing through other town officials that we were able to start bugging the town manager and get a seat on the board to be able to provide some input. And I think we were very effective in doing that. And I know I've talked to you, Justin, about this in the past, and you're working real hard to gather as much input from boards and commissions and so forth, and from citizens as you can, and we really appreciate that. Sherry or Jeff, you have anything to add to that? A concern?
Before you add, maybe I just want to add something there to what you said there, David. Maybe it'll
Okay.
spur even more conversation. One, also, I want to, I said this to David previously. I want to thank you guys for adjusting your schedule a little bit for me. We obviously compete. I usually have town council meetings when you guys are meeting, so thank you for doing that. It's important for me to be here. I value you all. I value the service that you give to the town by serving on this board. I want to emphasize what David did say there is that I do value collaboration. I do value your input. I obviously can't speak to what occurred in the past, but it's very clear I'm not, Mr. Dutton. I'm not Miss Robinson. I'm Justin. And how I approach things is a little bit differently. So, for example, the council has been, there's been some resolutions about looking at the old town hall. If we were to move forward with something like that, you definitely have a liaison in my office here, Josh. We would definitely loop you in on that project. I want you to know that your voice is important to me. It's important to our team. So, that's something that I think is a generally easy fix moving forward because that's just been my approach. That's how I operate. So just want to elaborate off of what you said there, David.
Okay, that's great to hear because sooner or later something's going to happen with that. And we also have the fire station, future use of the town center fire station. We realize it's a very old building. It's in tough shape. We don't know whether there's been some talk around town, maybe a remote ambulance station, possibly to cut response times, but time will tell on that, how the fire chief is able to work with his new location. So anyways, we would really like to be involved. And I thank you for agreeing with us. And we like your approach.
Can you tell me how we would come to that resolution? I mean, what kind of a process is in place to notify any of the commissions that want to be involved in these things? Do you have a plan in place?
Well, I think, the plan we have in place is Josh. it's putting a lot on Josh's plate a little bit. I mean, he's the one constant within our office, right?
Mhm.
Not a lot of communities have a person that handles boards and committees and commissions. One, that's a valuable thing that, once again, I'm not speaking to the past, but I think we can leverage Josh a little bit better. Obviously, he has his time commitments and responsibilities, but Josh has a direct pipeline to me. I think I try to collaborate as much as possible with Josh to keep him in the loop of projects that we're working on, opportunities to collaborate with other boards, committees, and commissions. So, I think we have a very good, robust relationship. I can let Josh speak to that, maybe elaborate further, but I do feel like he's in the fold. He has direct access to me, and thus ultimately I expect him to share information with boards, committees, and commissions as well. For example, if you have, let's say you have some more meetings that obviously I can't attend, right? Because I can't go to every meeting. That's where you have Josh there available for. You have a question about this, or there's something there, you can pose it to Josh, and Josh obviously meets with me fairly regularly, right, Josh?
Yep.
And he's
Right to the
loving it.
point.
You see that great smile on his face, and he's loving it, and I'm loving it too.
Okay, well, just keep us on the mailing list when these topics come up and when they're kicked around with different committees and so forth. And it'll give us a chance to be able to provide some input, maybe show up at the meetings in the future. So
Yeah,
really
and
appreciate
David,
that.
we could even work on your guys' schedule because I know a lot of times your Tuesdays do fall on town council. So if we did it, opposite of town council, and just made sure Justin had the availability, we could also loop him in on that one too.
Yeah, council is what, first and third Tuesday?
Yep.
Generally,
Okay.
we've had
Yeah.
some special ones
Yeah,
lately.
yeah. I was on the third. I can see there's a conflict there. So it's possible we could go back to the second if that works with other boards and committees and it doesn't create another conflict. Um, so keep us in mind for that. So make it a little easier for us to provide input
Yep.
or to listen to what's going on.
Yep.
Anything else, folks? Any other questions? We things are pretty slow right now with the Historical Commission. We're always open for new members. One member who showed up at a council meeting a couple of weeks ago, Jim Walsh, he's attended a number of our meetings, and he is very interested in Bridgewater history. So we're looking forward to him getting a little more active. We've also had some contact with Steve Rogan, the former chairman of the Historical Commission. He's given some thought. He just added a new job. And he's given some thought about participating a little bit more as his time schedule allows. So, but when the notices go out to fill vacancies and so forth, please keep us in mind because we're here and we're always looking for help.
Yeah, and David, just to piggyback off that, I know you have one vacancy and then you have alternate members. Um, we have you heard from Matt Casey? Because he is
No,
he's a listed member right now. I haven't heard from him. I wasn't sure if you had any correspondence with him at all. I've emailed him several times. I include him in your agendas, and he hasn't been here for several meetings. So if you do have two people that might be interested, it might be a good time for us to get something put together to Justin to let him know that we need to remove Matt Casey for not being in attendance for the last however many meetings.
yeah, I know he got a new job, and his new job prohibited him from attending meetings, and he was going to try to zoom in on some of them, but evidently it hasn't worked out. I had a phone number for him, but I haven't had any luck reaching him through that. I've tried emails, and I did bring some stuff over to his house. I know he lives up by you, Sherry, on one of the side streets off of Cross Street, and we'll yeah. Isn't there used to be a town bylaw or ordinance that if a member missed 3 consecutive meetings, the chairman could declare it a vacancy. Is that still on the books? I don't know if
It's through
Bob would carry it.
the town manager makes that decision. So that's why I was just saying if we do have two people that are possibly interested, as the applications came in, it'd be a good idea for us to get that letter together so that Justin could make that decision.
Okay, that's good.
And one other thing we could do, Josh and I have, obviously, like I said, I value people giving time to the community, move forward. I value people serving on these boards, committees, and commissions. What we've been doing is we've been cycling through some of the more active boards and committees and commissions that are looking to add membership. And so we've been including them in my operational updates. We put them on our website sometimes as well. So I think that's something that Josh can handle as well. And I'll consider as I cycle through my operational updates, highlighting the historical commission and there being vacancies. So Josh, you can put that on your radar. We can do that for them.
Yep.
Your list is growing, Josh.
Always is.
So I tell you, he's loving these meetings with me. And like I said, I'm enjoying them with him as well. We're working well together. Lots of work to do.
You could forward some of that stuff to me and I can post it on the Facebook page if that helps.
Yeah, so what we could do is I can actually share on our town Facebook, and then you can just share that to the Facebook page that you're part of.
That works.
That works. So what I can do is tomorrow is I'll post an advertisement on our Facebook, and then just send you the link, Jeff.
Okay. I'll take a look for it. I'll probably have to put on notifications or something so you get a reminder.
Oh, I can just email you
Okay.
the actual link. So
Perfect.
I know you're a busy guy, Justin. We're 15 minutes are up. I'd just like to run one interesting problem we've been working on, and it's the commission was given a gravestone.
Mhm.
And we've searched high and low through all the town records that we can find. We recently turned it over to the Old Bridgewater Historical Society in hopes that they may have an interested member. So they were going to put it on their webpage that we're looking for. The location of this little girl's grave. It was a child. We just, it was given to me by a lady at the senior center. She said, "Can you come out to my car? I've got something out here I want to turn over to you people." And, I said, "Great, some historical stuff. Love to see it." So she got a gravestone. That's the last thing I expected. So I willingly took it, and I certainly can't give it back to her. I've got the old maid now, and I got to find a home for it. So that's one of the projects we're working on. It's a small thing in some ways, but it's some residents have expressed an interest that we really should find a home for this little girl. It goes back quite a ways, I believe 1790s. So we found one grave up on South Street that has the exact same name, first and last name. But she was an older woman. We found her in the epitaphs book. And so it's not the same person, but and this person is buried up on South Street, was never married that we're aware of. So
is it trying to find the location of where this gravestone will go?
Yes, we'd love to see it planted somewhere. We've thought about just planting it up at South Street next to the gravestone that's already there, and put a note in the town records in the town clerk's office that we put it there because we didn't have any other place to put it.
Yeah.
So, and let somebody else in the future, they may want to do some research and try to locate this little girl's parents. So,
to that end, I'm pretty, excuse me, sorry. To that end, talking about cemeteries, I believe that Carlton Hunt, they've come to the council for doing like a cemetery assessment. He had mentioned he spoke with the historical commission. You guys are aware of
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We've also got an application for a letter of recommendation for the rebuilding of the town pumper from the fire department. And we've asked him some questions. He's been kind of sidetracked moving into the new station and everything. But we're really looking forward to getting up there Saturday and taking a look at the new station at the open house.
Nice.
So we'll be able to meet with him and talk to him and see what they got going up there. So.
Very good. I was
Well,
looking at you guys' agenda for the rest of the evening, and I knew there was the pumper truck, I believe, or the fire wagon,
yes.
and then the improvements to Town River Landing.
Yes, we've been asked for a letter of recommendation there. And I was going to discuss that with the people, with the members of the board. Town River has been very important to the town from day one. It's one of the reasons they picked the site here because it had open access to the coast, and there were a number of shipyards in Bridgewater. So it's been a very big part of the history of the town, but most people don't even realize it. So we hope to, if we write that letter of recommendation, which I would assume we probably will, we've got to make note of it that there should be on the kiosk something about the importance of the Town River in the development of the town and industry in town, because obviously it powered the ironworks for over 300 years. And so that's where we are with that one. We're going to discuss that a little later.
Very good. Well, I won't keep you guys from your business. I just want to close on saying thank you again to all of you. I appreciate your service to the community, and I look forward to getting to know you guys a little bit better. I obviously can't come to every meeting, but I will try to make my presence available and get to know you better. I know Mr. Moore a little bit, but I look forward to getting to know you. It wasn't Sharon that David called you. What do you like to go by?
Everybody just calls me Sherry. My real
Sherry.
name is Sharon, but
Okay.
my friends call me Sherry.
All right. So Sherry, and then Jeffrey or Jeff.
Either's fine, whatever
Okay.
is comfortable.
Well, nice to meet you guys. Have a good meeting. I know we'll communicate, and obviously you have Josh and you always have access to me. Okay.
Very
Okay.
nice to
Nice to
meet
meet you
you.
too.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you guys. Have a good evening. Josh, I'll
Okay.
see you tomorrow.
Good
Wait.
evening.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah. I'll see you
Yeah.
tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.
Busy guy.
Have a good one.
The storm is throwing everybody off.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so the open house for the new fire station is Saturday. If you can get up there and look around and maybe get to see that pumper, and I don't know if it's up there. I'm kind of hoping that it is, but I don't know where they're storing it right now. It used to be in the garage at the house across the street from the fire station, but I haven't seen it for a number of years, so
Oh.
I don't know exactly where it is. I told him we had some questions for him, and he said, "Well, he'd be more than happy to answer them just as soon as he gets back on the project." I think it's mainly our questions were the same as what they were asking with the CPC, so we'll have to get some answers on that. As far as has he, I think we asked any other quotes, what exactly is going to be done, where it's going to be done, and so forth. So we're looking for some details on it. I do have a picture of the last time it was restored in the 1950s, and it was done in-house by some members of the fire department. And I remember seeing it as a kid, and it was, I thought they did a pretty good job, but it's another 60 or 70 years old, so I'm sure it's ready for another restoration. Yeah.
Is there anybody in this state that does that type of work anymore?
Well, we'll have to ask him that question. Right now, he had suggested sending it down to Pennsylvania, and he was looking into transportation costs, so that was going to be expensive.
What exactly does it have to have done? Like,
I don't know.
oh,
It's basically all wood, brass, some rubber, some leather, and hopefully we can get a look at it and see what it needs.
to me, it sounds like something the Eagle Scouts could handle, make a project for them.
Yeah, if you had the right expertise and the leaders, especially when it comes time to painting and so forth, and some of the scouts could do pretty good.
Yeah.
But Eagle Scouts often find people who can assist them in their projects, so they may be able to drum up some help. But we can ask him that question when we get to talk to him. So,
Some groups in Bridgewater.
yeah.
What time is the open house, David?
It's limited. I think it's 10 to 1.
Okay,
Um, yeah, it's probably on the town website, but I remember it's just a very short window in the middle of the day.
okay, I'll look it
So,
up.
yeah, so take a look. Um, the other thing that was on the agenda was the request for a letter of recommendation for Town River Landing. He the person who's spearheading this Town River Landing project is Al Lacerda, and he's the chairperson or the committee person of the Fire for Effect Foundation, which has been kind of improving things down there. They ended up with a flagpole from Perkins Foundry, and I guess they've got Senator Driscoll has been instrumental in coming up with. I think I remember 40,000 was the number, and they're going to build a pavilion down there so that when they have events, right now they have to rent a stage or borrow a stage and bring it in for any kind of entertainment or presentations or whatever. And this pavilion will be a covered over stage area, and he's hoping that will get started this spring, because they have solicited and obtained quite a bit of support for it. So I'll put a letter together and send it out to you folks for you to review before I send it over to Al.
Okay,
And I don't think there was anything else on the agenda that was pressing. I still haven't done anything further on the sign up at the Sturtevant's Pond, the foundry site. I do have a contractor who's willing to construct a concrete base for the sign. He said he'll do that for nothing.
Oh.
So, but I do have the quotes for the sign. The sign made out of aluminum is going to be about $2,500, and the same sign made out of brass or bronze is going to be closer to $3,400. And I can send that over to you so you can see what it looks like. I was concerned about the bronze because there are people out there stealing that stuff because the price of bronze scrap is quite high. And aluminum, it'll be a decent alloy that should stand up for the time, but I don't know. Bronze would look better.
It would, especially when it patinas.
Yeah. I have come across a sign. I don't know if it'll help reduce the price of it at all, but when they rebuilt the bridge on the Halifax line on Cherry Street, Childs Bridge, it was a WPA project, and they ended up putting a sign on it. And when they took the bridge down, they put up a new sign, and the engineer gave me the two old signs that were on it. The one that was on the Halifax side, I gave to the Halifax Historical Commission, and the one that was on the Bridgewater side, I have here at the house. So whether that could be, it just says Childs Bridge with a date. But obviously there's a new one there with the new sign and new date and everything. So we could look into possibly using that for the stock. It's much bigger than the sign that we were talking about, but I don't know if that would give us a break on much of a break on a bronze sign. I wouldn't imagine it would, because there's only the cost is all in the artwork and putting the thing together. So,
Well, if it doesn't go against any conflict of interest, I'm happy to pick up the tab.
yeah. Well,
we don't have any money for that, do we?
no, No, I was going to fill out an application with CPC, but I've been talking with Al Lacerda about the complexities of a CPC application. I'm willing to do it. I've done it before a number of years ago, but we could do it again to see. And I've spoken with Gina about it, and she said there may be some money available through CPC to do it. So under historic preservation, but we've got to get a hold of Parks and Recreation and probably Justin because we'll be putting the sign up on town property. So there's a number of things that have to be completed before we can actually order it.
Okay.
So there was something else that flashed through my mind. We have the Perkins Foundry sign that says Henry Perkins Company and Machine Shop that goes back, it's well over 100 years. There were two of them at the foundry. One was mounted on the building, the office, and the other one they found in a closet. It's identical to it. And I have that one. They gave me one of them to hold on to. And we had asked when the developer came in to for the demolition delay, we had asked that they place this sign down there. So I'm told that they have secured a demolition permit, but they haven't awarded a contractor yet.
Okay.
So that's the buildings are totally empty. There's nothing left in them, and the site is locked up. So it's a matter of time before it actually gets going. It's going to be a huge project because they've got the building foundations for the last buildings that are erected down there. You're talking many feet thick with many tons of rebar in it. So it's going to be quite a mess. Another historic interest, you've probably seen on one of the Facebook pages, the flooding that they've had down to the shoe factory along the tracks, the storage facility. They've had some problems down there in that I guess they didn't maintain the sprinkler system, so it failed. And when it was a dry system, and when a dry system fails, the system fills with water. And when it fills with water and the building isn't heated, the pipes burst and you have massive flood. Well, that happened. We lost a lot of water when those pipes broke within the last 2 months. So they repaired the system, and for whatever reason it didn't work. They turned the water back on. They froze again, and they had another flood. So right now, the building inspector tells me that the sprinkler system is totally shut off. There's no fire protection on the building. There is no storage being done in the building right now. And there's no for sale sign on it. So your guess is as good as mine as to what's going to happen to that building.
Who owns that, David?
A company out of New Jersey that owns many storage facilities. They bought it with hopes of a big project down there, but once they got the cost of stripping the siding off of the building, it's hard to believe they bought it without figuring that cost in, but it happened, and they decided that it was too expensive to do. They did some structural repairs at the building. They've got it all jacked up and it's level again, but I hope it doesn't burn, but it's prime candidate. And with it, when the D'Amelias sold them the building, they kept the shipping room down at the end where there's a nursery school, a children's learning center or something in there. and a baseball batting cages on the second floor. They took down the causeway or the bridge that linked the two buildings, and but that building is covered. The building is still being used. The sprinkler system is working in there. But unfortunately, if that big building goes, the heat that will be generated by that fire, it's going to be very difficult for the fire department to save the other building because it's so close. And the other building is covered with a asphalt type shingle, which is very flammable. So, and then if that building goes, you have a house right next to it, and you could lose the whole block right down to Crispy's. So, hopefully it won't burn, but stranger things have happened. So,
Speaking of water, every time I'm downtown, they're doing more work on, the old bowling alley site there.
yep.
And he's still going ahead, and is there any water permit yet for that?
They did get the okay from the water department, but that was with the addition of the Middleborough water. Now, I could be wrong on the details, but I know he did get the water okay, and that qualified them for the building permit.
Okay.
But as to whether the water will be there, adequate water for fire protection when the building is opened up, who knows? Things are still tight because nothing has changed with our water supply,
Right.
other than the addition of Middleborough, and Middleborough's water, from what I've heard, it's a wait and see. We get into a drought situation in the spring and summer, and it's very possible that Middleborough could shut off that water supply to keep
Okay.
it in Middleborough. So it's a wait and see situation.
Now, that site that he's constructing, it's gonna be condos or apartments plus stores on the front?
Yes, there is some controversy right now. Originally, the schematic drawings showed elevators in all the buildings. There's 3 buildings that are going up. Somehow, a management company is trying to convince the building inspector that if they can put all of the accessible units on the first floor in the buildings, they can eliminate 2 of the 3 elevators. And that sounds crazy to me. I mean, supposedly these are going to be high-end units. And can you imagine spending a premium price for a unit and then having to carry your groceries up 4 flights of stairs?
No, thank you.
Nope. So the building inspector was looking into it to see if there was such an allowance to let that happen. So it's a wait and see.
Okay.
But I think once the ground softens up a little bit, you'll see more construction going in down there. I think the pipes you see on the property now are for the drainage system. And once those are in, then they'll start on the foundations. But they do have a building permit.
Okay.
Perkins has a demolition permit, but they have no building permit yet. The former owners said that they would not be surprised if the whole project went on the market once all the permits were secured and possibly the demolition done. So who knows what's going to happen down there? Because Friendly's project was 71 apartments, and the Perkins property is 160
Ooh,
apartments. So
a lot of traffic.
yeah, a lot of traffic and a lot of demand on the water system. And right now they don't have a firm commitment from the water, other than the project was approved under the old rules, so that gives them a little bit more standing to get water. But I haven't spent a lot of time listening to the fighting back and forth or discussion, the heated discussions over water. So I don't know exactly where they stand.
And
I mean,
it's all
I-
right next to the train.
Yep. Yep. The ones that are next to the train, it's gonna be a beautiful project. I mean, barring the traffic and the other problems, because they own all the way out to the river. So I guess there's going to be a lot of green space and passive recreational space along the river. So it should be pretty nice when they're all done with it. And they'll be within walking distance. Well, it is a little bit of a walk down to the train station, but it can be done. So
Gotta be better than what's there. I'm all for
Yeah.
progress, but the
yeah,
water issue.
yeah, it's a big thing. Something not related to Bridgewater. I don't know if either one of you have seen it, but artificial intelligence is becoming more and more part of our lives all the time. And on YouTube, there are I find some very interesting videos on what life in Boston was like. I think one of them is 1770. One of them is 1888. And the quality of the video is excellent. You'd swear you were there. It was filmed yesterday, walking down the street, the waterfront and everything. And then I saw a couple today, one on Philadelphia and one on New York City, all from the 19th century. So they're pretty neat. You seen some, Jeff?
I've been teaching myself to use it. You can take I can take old photos and bring them alive, basically.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've got Al Lacerda down at from the Fire for Effect Foundation. He's been working on some photos out of my collection, and he's we've colorized some of them. Some of them he's added horses and wagons and people and so forth of the fairgrounds and everything. So he's been doing a little bit, but nothing. He wants to put them all together. So far, he's got the original Bridgewater Academy and its evolution into the academy that we have today. He's also got one on the hardware store, and I gave him a really neat picture of the inside of the hardware store, and he's got people moving around in the picture.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and I realize artificial intelligence sometimes takes a little bit of liberties with it, so it isn't 100% accurate, but they're neat to look at.
And this is just on YouTube?
On YouTube.
Okay.
Yep. They're quite long. They're 10, 15 minutes long, and it gives you a really neat idea on what the city of Boston or New York City was, Philadelphia was like back then. So they got streetcars going up and down the street and horse and buggies and everything, and so it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can make some stuff too, I think. So
Yeah.
send me something.
Okay. Well, I'll send you the files that I've been sending over to Jeff, to Al, and let's see what you can do with it.
Okay.
They're pretty neat. Okay. Anything else?
Not for me.
No? Okay. Well, we've got CPC meeting. Let's see. I believe it's Thursday night. How do you folks feel about Justin suggesting that we go to the second Tuesday of the month? Any problem with that?
I don't
Anybody
have, yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
Okay.
Yeah, any Tuesday's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
The second would work better for me because the executive council president of self-help, and that meets the last Monday. So like today, I didn't mind doing it, but I had a really long meeting yesterday with them last
Yeah.
night and
Yeah.
back to back. So the second week is fine with me.
Okay, then let's plan on that for next month. We'll
Okay.
meet the second Tuesday of February,
All right.
and I'll get Josh to post that, and we'll see where it goes. See how that works out.
Okay.
Great.
Now, how I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but I mean, I was glad to meet him. I've seen him on the town meeting. Do you think he's somebody that's going to follow through?
Well, so far he seems to be doing a pretty good job.
Good.
And my big thing is I really wanted to see the new manager bring in citizens and input from boards
Mhm.
more so than the previous town manager. And he seems to be very dedicated to that. And he's working towards that. So
Good.
things are looking good so far.
No, he seems, pleasant and amenable to bringing
Yeah.
people on. He,
Yeah.
So we'll see. We've just been burned so many times, David.
Yeah, a little bit, but
Yeah.
maybe we've got a new day coming.
Yeah. Well, let's hope. Let's
Yep.
hope. He's young and energetic, so that's good.
Yep. Okay, so there's nothing else. Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call it a night then.
Thank you and good
Okay.
night. And we'll see you on the second Tuesday of February.